Welcome to the Insomnia Project. Sit back, relax, and listen as we have a conversation about the mundane. One thing that we can promise is that our conversation will be less than fascinating so that you can just feel free to sit back, lay back, relax, and hopefully drift off. Thank you for joining us. We hope you will listen and sleep. I'm your host, Marco Timpano, and joining me in the studio is a dear friend of mine, Dina Pino. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Dina, I'm so thrilled to have you because we're both performers and you have such a great voice. And we were talking about getting together. I said, would you come by and record a podcast with me? And you're like, for sure.
Absolutely. I'm so excited to be here.
And we were talking about friends and how you like to get together with friends. What do you do?
There's definitely a charcuterie dish put out and cheese. Probably some chips. There's definitely like munchy foods.
I love that you started with charcuterie.
Yeah.
What's important for you when you order a charcuterie board outside of the home?
Marco, I'm not ordering a charcuterie board outside of the home. I'm making a charcuterie board. No, there's no ordering it.
No, but I'm talking about...
like at a restaurant?
At a restaurant. First of all, I should ask, do you ever order a charcuterie board when you go out?
I often don't find it's enough.
Right.
Yeah, I'm like, this is it. There's 3 pieces of prosciutto. How are 8 of us going to split 3 pieces of prosciutto? So it's never enough. So I'm often disappointed in it. So
that's why I asked. Because growing up as a kid in an Italian household, when my parents put a charcuterie board together, it was vast and plentiful.
Oh, yeah.
From cheeses to any kind of...
Figs?
Yeah, sliced.
Oh, if there's a fig on there, I'm very happy.
Do you ever do cheese with honey drizzled on it?
Oh, cheese with honey drizzled on it.
So hard cheese in particular. So let's say, so
like a Parmesan? Like a
Parmigiano Reggiano. You, not even sliced, like just cracked, so it's a chunk, right?
Yeah.
You get a little bit of honey, and I would recommend local honey, not the mass quantity, but when you happen to be in a place, a vendor that has local honey, you drizzle just a bit of it, like it's less is more in this case.
Oh, beautiful.
And you have it, it's fantastic.
Oh.
Especially if you like figs, right? Yeah. Honey and figs go really well together.
And then how are people taking that? They're getting sticky fingers or they're...
What I would do is this. I would have the honey there with one of those little honey drippers. Oh. And so then you take your honey, you put on your plate, drizzle a bit, and there you go.
Nice. That way, every guest, you're like, you got to take this and drizzle it over, and they're just so amazed with this.
Yeah, and then take your fig and scoop up whatever drippings.
I love it. Yeah. I love it. Okay, next charcuterie dish is going to be over the top.
What's your tip for me then? I just gave you a tip.
Okay, variety of meats.
Okay.
I'd say skip the mortadella.
Okay.
Nobody really needs mortadella. It feels really like a sandwich meat.
Can I make a suggestion with the mortadella? It's just going to be...
Thinly sliced? Thinly sliced.
No, the opposite.
Oh,
okay, so
a chunk.
It's going to be
more like a...
It's the Dina and Marco charcuterie episode is what you're going to get today. So what it is, Dina, as opposed to slicing it thin, have them slice it like a 1/2 inch thick and then cube it into chunks like that. Put a toothpick in that and it's mortadella.
Suddenly, it makes sense, yeah.
You know where I got that from? We put that in our stuffing for a turkey, cubed big slices of mortadella.
Delicious.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
What's your tip for me? It's going to be a back and forth. What's your tip for me? And I'm getting excited. You can hear. I need to calm down, Dina, because I said to you, I need to be calm.
Yeah.
But
well, it's meat. It's this is good. Okay, I think a big board. I'm not into these long boards. I like a big rectangle presentation right in front of me. I know there's people have these long paddles and stuff, but just show me quantity. Show me a big mass of like you're walking into a village of meat and cheese and
let me ask you this. Does your board have to be wooden? A wooden board?
Oh, I'd say yes.
Okay.
I think it would not be as exciting on like a white dish.
Right. Do you oil your wooden boards? Here's another tip for you. Okay.
Oh my God, Marco, I'm learning so much about life right now.
Okay, so if you have a wooden board, in particular if it's olive wood, like you know how a lot of these boards can be made of olive wood, and you can tell it's olive wood because it has a kind of gnarly grain pattern. And oftentimes the boards will be an awkward size.
Oh, okay.
Because of the way the olive tree grows. Are you familiar with olive trees?
Well, maybe. Listen, my boards are ones that, whatever I've got. One was free from some promotional thing.
It's fine.
I don't think it's olive.
Okay, so do you have any wood utensils, like, you know, the spoon?
Yeah,
Okay, so here's what you do. When these things are dry, you take olive oil. And you just drizzle a bit on, and then
Massage it in?
Yeah, with your hands or with a paper napkin or paper towel, work that oil into the board or into your wooden utensil.
It gives it some protection.
It gives it protection. It brings it new life. Wood likes to, because wood can dry out, right? That's why you oil your furniture, or they say you should oil your furniture.
Yeah.
Same with your utensils and your cheese boards. Now, I caution, go easy like the honey. Lighter is better. Less is more. So just you'll know as soon as you start. As soon as you start doing it, you'll be like, oh, I think it needs a little bit more. And then you want to make sure that it's not then greasy once you're done. Like clean it with the towel or with the paper towel until it's dry, and let it sit. The wood will soak up the oil, and it will bring new life and new shine to your utensils.
Oh my gosh. If this was an infomercial, I'd be picking up that phone and dialing 188, whatever it is.
Have you ever bought anything from an infomercial?
No, but I'm very tempted. I sometimes find myself on that shopping channel going like, yeah, that old lady's shirt is great.
I have bought, so clearly I have insomnia, right? Hence this program. One of the things I do when I have insomnia is I turn on the shopping channel, because I'm up. And sometimes, depending on the host and the show, it will lull me. Okay? Yeah. So years ago, because I have had insomnia for many, many years, more than half my life. So I was watching, and they had, you know how they have jewelry on that particular show? So they had
beautiful, beautiful jewelry.
Yeah, they had a citrine ring. And citrine is the merchant stone. So if you're ever economically depressed and you're like, I need to infuse
it brings you luck.
It brings you, it's supposed to bring you money and wealth and prosperity.
Okay.
So when I saw that, I was like, I need some citrine in my life. So I bought a citrine ring.
You didn't.
I bought a citrine ring for Amanda, my wife.
Okay, well that's nice. I
didn't buy it for myself, no. And it was on, you know how they have this is the sale item or whatever.
Only 7 left.
Yeah, so I bought one of the 7. And I was like, the next day you have regret. You're like, what did I do last night? I couldn't sleep, and I went shopping online. Got the ring, and what's nice is these particular things, they have a return system that is fairly easy to navigate. Yeah, if you don't like it, you put it back in a UPS bag or whatever. The ring was beautiful. I couldn't believe it. I was like, I think she'll like this. She wears it almost every day. It's one of her favorite rings. And now when I have to buy jewelry for her, my mother, my sister.
Turn on the shopping channel.
I don't even do that anymore.
You just look on their catalog.
I look in their catalog at the sale, like the last price, clearance section price, and whatnot. And I bought my mom a blue topaz necklace for $20. It was regular $140, but it was like you said, 3 left. Yeah. We want to get rid of them. So I'm like, $20, you can't go wrong, right? And I gave it to her, I think it was 2 Christmases ago. And everyone was like, how much did you spend on this thing? You went crazy. We have a limit of what we're spending. You make us look bad and whatnot.
And you just said, oh, come on, now. Like, my mother's worth. I cannot be put down into
I walked around
shopping channel dollars.
No one knew.
No.
It comes in a nice box, Dina. Wrapping says a lot about your presentation.
This is better than Costco. This is like...
Nothing's better than Costco. So we bought... Here's 2 tips for you from Costco.
I'm telling you, I'm going home, and everything on my to-do list is getting pushed to the side. I'm going to be oiling every wood piece of utensil that I have.
Send me the photos and I'll post them online. Sorry, what else are you going to do?
Well, and I'm going to check out the shopping channels. I'm behind on my Christmas shopping, which is coming up.
Oh, if I didn't wrap the present already, I'd show you what I bought this year for Amanda.
Oh, my gosh.
But,
okay.
And this is going to air after Christmas, so I'll tell you because she won't hear it. I bought her rose gold earrings with rose quartz in it.
Oh, my gosh. You are wonderful.
Well,
yes.
Dina, if you knew how much I spent.
The shopping channel or Costco? Which one do we?
Shopping channel.
Amazing.
Okay. They don't sponsor the show, and I'm talking about the shopping.
Yeah,
they should
really pick up their.
They should give us a code for our listeners so that if you type in insomnia something,
idea.
Maybe I'll reach out to them and say, listen, I'm going to talk about your show. I want a code just for my listeners.
Yeah, I think you should.
But what I wanted to tell you about Costco, there's 2 items that are key to get. And I'm sure you would know this because you have kids.
Yeah.
And I'm sure this is
very cautious at Costco, though. We've become cautious.
Why is that?
Because you leave spending a lot of money and thinking, I didn't really need 8 toothbrushes. Why did I do that? So you really have to calculate your... And my husband's very meticulous about
That's great.
calculations, so thank goodness. So we have some staples that are always good, but we were going almost every week to Costco.
Right.
We cut it back to once a month.
Great.
Just get what we need.
What
are your must-haves from Costco?
So before I do that, I'm just going to explain to our international listeners, because we have listeners all over the world who are like, what's Costco? So Costco is this store that has items in mass quantities or in large items, and it's a store that you have to be a member. So you have to pay a membership fee, and with that membership fee, you're allowed to shop in this particular store that has a plenitude of items.
Right. And you wouldn't find this size of items in any other store. They're only for Costco. So you're buying like 5-pack of shampoos that are also extra large. And the idea is that you're saving some pennies.
Yeah. And, you're buying things that, like, for example, you're buying toilet paper not in a 12-pack, but in a 48-pack or something.
Which seems like a lot of toilet paper, but it's very useful.
For sure. What's important to you in toilet paper?
Oh, well, a decent amount of softness. And again, size. Like, it's got to be, I got to know that I'm getting my money's worth.
Sure.
It can't be out in, like, one of those mini sizes and that out in 3 uses. And you're like, I got to change this again.
I need a good ply.
Yeah.
So, like, you can't have a single ply, at least two ply. And I don't like it when it's powdery, like when it leaves a lot of dust powder. Some of the really, really soft ones have a powdery, dusty kind of quality to them.
I can see what you mean. I mean, I think we've just been buying the same toilet paper for so many years that I don't really know anymore.
When you know what you like, you stick with it. But here are my tips.
Okay.
So once a year, and it's around this time, Dina, Costco sells these cards that are in a box, in a large box. And they're like 100 cards.
100?
Maybe not 100. Like because there's a bunch of birthday cards.
Birthdays,
sympathy.
Congratulations.
Wedding. Congratulations.
Amazing deal.
The get well ones, which you're always like, why do I need so many get well cards?
Oh, God forbid.
But they're beautiful looking cards. And we always get compliments on our Costco cards. And you end up saving, you have this little, it almost looks like not a Rolodex. But
and then you've got this lovely box to use after for something else.
100%.
Nice. Yeah.
So that's one thing. Are you familiar with that?
I am. Okay. Yeah, I've definitely made use of that. Yeah.
The other item is their wrapping paper.
Oh.
And not just the sort of holiday paper, but the birthday paper.
Oh.
It's two-sided. So you have an option on one side, it's like colorful and stars and sparkles and happy birthday written on. The other one is a little bit more subdued. So it would be like a festive color with stripes and squiggles or whatever, right? And it's so much paper. Oh. And it's the thickness and the quality of the paper to bend it and fold it is
beautiful wrapping.
Is just, and you spend the money on that. You have it for years. And you never search or run out of the roll. You're like, this is great.
What would you say the price point on that is?
It's under $20. So I want to say between the $9 and $15 range.
Okay, and you're getting how many of those rolls?
Just one,
Oh, but
two.
it's giant.
I have it, so remind me. I will
okay.
show you when we're done recording. I'll take a photo of it.
Okay. It better be giant for $20. That's
It's under 20.
okay.
Between 9 and 15, I would say.
Okay. I might be sold.
Yeah. And those are my 2 Costco tips for you.
Yeah.
Now.
My Costco tip is send your spouse.
Okay.
Yeah. So he does all the shopping, which is what I'm grateful for, and I have done the shopping, but he doesn't like how I do it. I'm not quite efficient enough, so I get impulse and I'm like, oh, Oreos this size, like we should, and then we eat all the Oreos. So he generally does it, but I find Costco particularly stressful. It's packed, and and that impulse of like, oh, I should buy this wrapping paper. It must be a good price. You know, I'm a bit of I'll get taken in. Okay. So it's better he goes. Yeah. So there's one tip, and the chocolate croissants are a good deal. Big pack. Yeah. Again.
And you're originally from Montreal, so you know a good croissant.
I do, and so it's decent. It's not like a fancy, but it's definitely fine for a snack, for a little breakfast. They're tiny, they're good size, they hit the spot, and then a nice chocolate in the middle, like a crunch of chocolate.
If you're having a croissant from a fancy store, let's say, what are you having with that croissant? And if you say charcuterie, I'll be so happy.
Well, that would be nice, actually. I just take it all in. No, I'm probably having just that croissant in a paper bag as I'm walking. I've probably bought it. I'm trying to think of, there was somewhere that I used to sneak a chocolate croissant every time I was there, and now I can't remember where it was, but yeah, it'd be warm and a little paper bag, and I just walk, and I don't remember where it was. It was after some place where I had an appointment, and maybe it was my hair or something, and I'd go and get it, like, oh, well, I might as well, I'm here. I'll have a croissant. Oh, so good, fresh, right out of the oven.
Yeah. Little morsels of heaven, really.
Oh, yeah. Nothing else with it. Just pure chocolate croissant.
Did you enjoy going to the hairdresser or to get your nails done and things like that?
No, not my nails. I feel very like it's not right that someone else is doing my nails. Sure. So I don't particularly enjoy it. I feel very sort of dirty about it and very apologetic and... Sure. People's feet.
What do you enjoy doing?
But I do like getting my hair done.
Oh, you do?
If I trust the person.
Okay.
My hair's an important thing.
Sure.
Yeah.
And what's key at a salon that you would go to? Not necessarily the person, but what do you find value when you go into a salon?
Well, recently going to a new person, and as I was getting my hair washed and staring at the ceiling, it wasn't a great ceiling. Mind you, they were renovating and moving, but I was like, for the amount that I'm paying for this haircut, this ceiling should be a lot nicer. It was like water spots. And, and I was like, I was fixated on it, I guess, because I was staring at this one spot, but I'm thinking, I mean, the haircut better be good. I don't know yet. I'm just getting washed. Right. But if it's any reflection of their ceiling, I hope it's not.
It's a great note, actually, because, you know, a hairdresser doesn't necessarily sit in the chair that the customer does.
Maybe I should put a little note in there, an anonymous note, just FYI, in the new place.
Make sure
your ceilings are nice.
That's why I go to a dentist that has a television on the ceiling.
Oh, on the ceiling.
Like it's kind of...
Like in the corner of the...
No, it was actually... I went to one that it was on the actual ceiling. So when you were reclined, they gave you what I call a converter, but a lot of people call it remote control.
Yeah,
and
converter.
And I would
1983.
I think it's a Canadian thing to call it a converter.
It must be.
Do you, in your house, call it a converter?
I had for the longest time.
Okay.
I don't know if it's maybe... see, I assumed it was a Montreal thing. I'm from Montreal. I called it a converter, but we call it a remote control now with the kids. But that converter refers to that big box that we had, right?
That used to be attached
with a wire.
With a wire to that.
And, I mean, we didn't have an antenna till at least 92, but Jill Tobenstein had one. And I was so envious. And you'd press that, number 33, and go to...
How is Jill Tobenstein?
I think she's good.
Shout out to her.
Shout out to Jill Tobenstein if you're listening. She's lovely. She's she's one of these friends I haven't seen in years and years, but of course the love is still there. And, and you think of her often, and she's in Saint Lazare, Quebec.
Hopefully she has a converter that doesn't require
A wire
wire that
attached to
attaches.
it.
We used to have to put a toothpick when you would press that down. If it after a while, especially when kids play with
Oh,
it,
yeah, it
the
gets
button
stuck.
wouldn't stay down. So
Oh.
you'd have to wedge a little toothpick in to hold number 13 down.
Yeah.
Let's say. Yeah, that was our trick. That's another tip for you if you ever go back in time.
Well, my converter now, it doesn't respond. Maybe I need a toothpick. Like the button, I'm like, this is too much. I can't deal with this. This is already too advanced for me. It's only going to get more advanced, but it doesn't respond to some things, and so you're like crazy pushing on it, trying to get it done. Oh, anyways.
What do you call the paper napkin meant for a dinner? Like you have your dinner plate and you have the paper napkin.
Napkin.
You don't call it a serviette?
No.
We call it serviettes.
Oh,
And my
I would
wife-
say a serviette if it was cloth.
Oh, you would say serviette
I would
for
think.
cloth.
Although it's been ages since we've used one, and I'd probably just say cloth napkin. I bet.
Okay.
But if you said serviette, I would think like a white napkin, like white cloth napkin.
Oh, I see.
But you're fancy.
It's what I was raised with. And
Yeah.
my wife, who's American, will say to me, what is these terms that you use? You sound like an old British woman when you say serviette, converter.
I bet a lot of our Canadianisms are quite old British.
Sure.
Or then our Italian
Yeah.
immigrant. I don't know.
Do you say sofa or do you say Chesterfield?
No, I definitely don't say
I
Chesterfield.
used to say Chesterfield. I swear to you, Dina, sometimes it comes out of my mouth. If I'm talking to my sister, what's interesting is, because I was raised saying these things, if I'm talking to my sister or my mom, all of a sudden we use these terms. And
Right.
my spouse will look at me
What
like,
is that?
what are you talking
You're
about?
like, everyone calls it a
It's
Chesterfield.
a Chesterfield, and that's the brand name of a sofa, right?
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's like people say Kleenex for paper
right.
tissue, right? Same thing with Chesterfield was a brand of sofa maker, or yeah.
Oh, I didn't know. I thought it was just like a fancy name for a couch.
No, it's
No, I do say, what do I say that, well, there are things that my husband will say, what is that? And I say, oh, I guess it's from Montreal. Oh, well, I say pass the vacuum, which is not what you say in English. I think you
Well,
just say vacuum. Like
like
you
to-
vacuum as a
yeah.
verb.
I think that comes from the Italian, too,
Yeah.
or maybe the French.
The French.
Too, because you say
You
passare il
yeah, in French you say it
aspirapolvere.
too.
Okay, so you pass it. Yeah,
Pass
that's it.
aspirateur.
Yeah.
And then he says I say garage funny. That I say it
Garage? Do you say
Garage.
Garage.
garage. And massage. I don't
Versus
know.
what, massage?
I don't know what he says, but
Okay, fair
I
enough.
don't know. And there must be some actual words that are different. I feel like sofa is one of them.
Mm-hmm.
Couch and sofa. Maybe I say couch. Oh, I don't know.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. All right, as we approach the latter part of this podcast, I want to return to charcuterie.
Oh,
What is on your ideal charcuterie board that has been freshly oiled? Okay.
yeah. Well, I just was at a friend's and they presented a charcuterie dish that they bought from somewhere, which I think might have made some people sick. But
That aside,
it was beautiful. And it had figs on it. And I got sliced in half figs. And I got very excited. And I think I ate all the figs. I don't think anyone else got
dried
any.
figs or
No,
fresh figs? Okay.
Fresh figs. I don't get so excited about dry figs. And they had a rose made of some sort of salami. And I thought, that's a really nice idea.
Okay.
I don't think I'll try it. I like little loose piles of meat
Right.
in
What
each corner.
are the meats you like on your charcuterie board?
Well, a thinly sliced prosciutto.
Nothing wrong with that.
I can't think of any other meat that's on
Okay,
there,
so
but there
I'm
are
going to
meats.
say some meats and see how you react to
Okay,
them. Okay, so
okay.
we've got prosciutto. Capicolo. Tends to be a
Yeah,
little fatty.
and then if it's got the spice on it. I do like that, but then some people are a bit like, oh,
Don't
it's-
worry about other people.
Don't worry.
How about speck?
Oh, I don't know what that is. What's
Speck
that?
is like Italian cured bacon.
Oh, it sounds
So
amazing.
it has a bit of fattiness to it, which I don't think you're shy about. You seem like
Oh, no.
some people are like, there's too much fat in it, right? But there's something beautiful about it. Speck is great, and it's salty, and yeah, you need to get some speck in your
I
life.
feel like, and is it sort of like crunchy? I feel like it's
No,
like
it's not
no,
crunchy.
it's soft.
It's
soft,
like
right?
it's like a prosciutto, one of those.
I would say if it's soft and has a lot of fat, sometimes it's like a choking hazard.
Okay, fair enough. But it's not.
You have to have really small pieces.
You just
Okay.
exercise caution when
Okay.
you're having your speck. What about cheeses?
Yeah, a couple hard cheeses of names I won't know, but like Romano, I guess, is that one.
My least favorite cheese. You just
Oh,
named.
really?
Yeah, I don't like sheep or goats cheeses. Romano tends to be a sheep cheese.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe that's why I like it. Well, I do sheep because it's easier in the stomach.
Right.
And Parmesan, and then we'll put a cheddar on because we'll have cheddar, but
Sure.
I don't think that's a great thing to put on a charcuterie. It's
It
just
depends on your cheddar, though.
ours is
It's
Costco
not-
cheddar.
It's not. That's a decent quality cheddar. I don't have.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's not an aged, white Wisconsin cheddar, which
I think
is
if no one sees you cutting it from the package, you're fine.
brie. To brie or
No.
not to brie?
Oh, I could skip brie.
Really?
I mean, it's a nice thing to serve.
Okay, but it's
but
not
I
your
could
thing.
skip it. No,
Gorgonzola.
that's the harder cheese, right?
That's the blue cheese.
Oh, no.
Blue cheese. Oh,
no,
you
I
don't
could
like
skip
blue
too,
cheese.
but I do like it on there. I
But
like serving it.
That's not what you're gonna.
No. I like a hard cheese, and then I'll take some sort of goat cheese. But I prefer, there's a Portuguese goat cheese that's really great.
Oh,
quite
tell
bland,
us.
quite
Okay.
bland, but a nice texture. And you can get it at No Frills, which is our cheap store.
Okay.
Our on the
Anyone-
cheaper store.
Anyone who's not in Ontario.
Anyone's
is
not in
gonna-
Ontario.
is gonna be like, what? I can get it at No Frills? What's that?
It's
No
No
Frills is a sort of no-name brand grocery store.
Yeah.
But what's the name of the cheese? Because I'm sure our listeners
I
can
don't know,
get
it has a goat on it, and it's from the Azores, and it's in a white container. So if you're in Toronto, go get this.
Not halloumi. It is. Amanda loves this cheese too. This is
It's
one
a
of her
blue.
favorite.
It's about the,
Okay, so
about the
Tina's
size of a
got-
frisbee, a little smaller, and a white lid with a white and blue writing on it, and a sheep on it, a goat on it,
a
goat
goat,
on it, not
okay.
a sheep, goat on it, and it's a big soft thing of goat's cheese in water, and so I empty out that water and refill it every couple of days, and it's a beautiful soft. And not like the goat's cheese that you get in a tube where you have to like spread
Right.
it and it's messy. You can slice the triangle out of there, a
There's
little pie shape.
firmness to
There's
it.
a bit of
right?
firmness to it.
Almost like a
Like a tofu-y.
tofu. Oh,
Yeah.
great. Okay.
And there's not a huge flavor to it. I bet it'd be good with honey.
I bet the beauty of that cheese is that it gives you that creamy thing that anything you put with it is going to really stand out.
Yes.
So if you
Yes.
put it on bread, it's going to have a really refreshing flavor. If you put it with some dried fruit
Oh,
or
yeah.
things, it's going
Oh.
to take on the flavor of that.
Yeah, a little piece of French bread with that and a prosciutto and a little fig and a little honey.
Or you could even put molten salt on it. Do you know what molten salt is?
Is that like larger salt?
It's like snowflake salt. It's from, I'm going to give you some before we leave. Or before you leave, molten salt. No, it's not from Malta. It's from the UK. I think it's from Wales.
Yeah.
But I could be wrong. So anybody who's listening who are like, it's not from Wales, I apologize.
know.
But, okay, so we don't know the name of this goat cheese. But Dina, if you, next time you have it, take a photo and I'll post it. Because
Okay.
I'm sure listeners are like, this cheese sounds great. Now I have to
Okay.
search for what it
No.
looks like.
No, yeah.
What a pleasure it has been to have you
Marco, so nice.
in this studio for this podcast. Thank you, Dina Pino.
Thank you.
We want to thank our listeners and to mention that, as always, the Insomnia Project is produced by Drumcast Productions. And as you probably figured out from listening to this episode, it was recorded in Toronto, Canada. Until the next time.